Zsh with Cygwin. How can I configure Zsh to be the default shell under Cygwin?
Unless you're using Cygwin as a multi-user environment, in which case use chsh as you would under a standard environment. Otherwise, you just change cygwin.bat to run zshl instead of bash login I and it will run as a login shell. Of course, if you want to run multiple shells from startup, just create a set of .bat files to load different shells. Sh, ksh, zsh, fish etc. Update. I felt I should update this to provide info on doing this without chsh but still doing it on the Unix end. Edit the etc. password file and replace occurrences of bin bash with bin zsh. This is effectively what chsh would do, but this way you do it for all users in one go.
If I read your question right, you're looking for something else than what share supplies, which, granted, is pretty cool in its own right. The current version of Cygwin doesn't have an etc. password file, and the system I'm working on has Windows account information in a domain database out of my control. Consequently, chsh is no longer supported. I also found that bash is not hard-coded into the startswin script, nor is it hard-coded in any .bat file. Turns out you don't need to fiddle with .bat files at all. Searching for how to change my shell, I found some advice about mkpasswd. I added it to the mix. The man page said, I don't know why the spacing is so off. I then used the following command. mkpasswd, c said, e, sx, bashx, zshx, t, a, etc., password. The next time you open a Cygwin terminal, it will go straight to zsh. And that, I think, is what you asked for.
I just add the bin directory in the Cygwin directory to my Windows path environment variable and then either create a shortcut to or just change the default Cygwin start menu shortcut to the same. Assuming you're interested in changing the shell used in Minty/Cygwin terminal, it first checks the shell environment variable, then the now non-existent password file, then falls back to /bin/sh, which is what it seems to be doing by default. I was able to set the shell environment variable in Windows to /us as /bin/zsh and it worked without any other changes. I just changed it for my Windows user, not globally. Setting an environment variable probably varies for different versions of Windows. Try searching for environment in your Windows control panel. For me, under Windows 7, it was Control Panel System Advanced System Settings, which brings up the System Properties Control Panel /dialog, then the Advanced tab, then the Environment Variables button, which brings up the Environment Variables dialog, then create a new user variable named shell with the value /usr/bin/zsh. Then OK back out of all of that and start a new Minty.
If you want to tell, click the looking outside.